All right, we're doing circles today. In the last video, we went over downloading a Fusion 360 file from Rockspace, then uploading it into Fusion 360 so that we can use it in this tutorial. Looking at my screen, you'll see that I've already got the tutorial file open. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going down to the timeline because I'm going to want to go back in and do the tutorial in the sketch that I already have in place. So I need to open that sketch up from the timeline. You've got two options down here in the timeline. You can double click on it and it should open. It did. I'm going to close the sketch out, or you can right click on the item in the timeline and edit sketch. Okay, got the tutorial file open and we have 5 different items on here because with circle tool being such a commonly used tool and so many different elements in trying to create a circle, do we have the center point and a diameter or radius? Do we want the circle to touch 2 different lines, 3 different lines in our design? All these different options that they've given us 5 different tools. Okay, center diameter circle is the most commonly used circle. I would say 80% of the time you're going to use the center diameter circle. The 2-point circle will be the second most commonly used. That's the center diameter and the 2-point are both 2-click circles. One, the initial click is on the center point, then you drag out to the radius, and that will draw your circle. The other one is you will click on the either end of the diameter. So you would click on one side, drag out the full length of the diameter, and the second click would be the other side along the diameter line. We're going to start off with center diameter circle. So center diameter circle has a shortcut in the tools menu up here, the shortcut menu over the create option. We're going to hit create, go down to circle, and there you see the 5 different circles we have. Since the center diameter circle is the most popular, it has a keyboard shortcut of C. Let's open the center diameter circle tool. Now, as I said, we will, this particular, we're going to draw here. Notice when I hit the center point, I'll did it for me a second. It'll show a triangle more itself, and that triangle means you're at the center point of the line segment. So I'm first click. So on center point, drag out. I'm going to drag up the construction line to the edge. Notice how it snaps to the corner of the square, the rectangle with 4 equal measures, equal sides. It'll snap that in. And this way, you'll notice I have a circle with a 70.71. I get the dialog box. I could key in my diameter. In this particular case, I'm the corner. I haven't clicked the second time yet. I haven't set it yet. Those are the options. I could also drag out here. Notice snap tangent to the side of the rectangle this way. And it also gives me the 50 millimeter diameter, which notice matches the 50 millimeters in the length of the square. So let's make our second click here. Pause. There we go. Hit the escape button to get out of the tool. So these different circle tools offer different constraints. I clicked on the center point. drug it out, it snapped tangent to the side of rectangle. Notice how I get the tangent constraint on the circle. All right, simple enough. Center diameter circle. Click at the center point, drag it out. 2-point circle. So create, circle, 2-point circle. Now, I want to find the midpoint along this line here. There it is. Notice I get my little triangles that go down. The first click. That's the left side of my triangles. Drag it across. I'm creating a diameter with the midpoint on this side. See if I come down. There's the midpoint. Click. So now, with 2 points, I've been able to establish one edge and the other edge, both tangent to the edges of that rectangle. Sometimes you don't know where the center point is. You know where the left side is and right side is. You could work it out mathematically where it would be in construction lines, but it's easier to use the point rectangle in that particular case. So the next circle we're going to look at is the 3-point circle. The 3-point circle identifies, well, it's 3 clicks, which are made on the circumference of the circle. It identifies 3 different points on the circumference of the circle, would be another way of saying that. The circumference being the actual curve of the circle. So let's start off with our 3-point circle. We'll go create, circle, 3-point circle. And here's my diagram. I'm going to identify this corner as 1 point, this corner as another point. Notice how it starts to create the circle. As I move my mouse, it's got my dialog box up there, the dimension box for the diameter. All right. So as I move it around, set the sides, those 2 points remain on the circle. I want it to be tangent to the bottom line of my shape. So I draw down and notice how it clicks on the center point. It snaps in place. Click. And there is my shape. Okay. Where it is, these 2 points remain on the circumference of the circle that I set, and it snapped. The 3rd point that I created is tangent to the bottom line of the rectangle. Why would I do such a thing? It's kind of an odd shape there, isn't it? Well, I might be using different shapes to combine as a single shape. Let's escape out of the tool. And we haven't seen this tool yet, but I can use the trim tool. And the trim tool will allow me to cut away sections that I no longer need. Let's undo that. Okay, so I may get rid of this part of the circle. Maybe all I really want is to curve this edge here. So I might draw a line across here, get rid of this upper portion and trim away this, trim away these inner portions, and that would leave me with a curve on my edge here instead of straight lines. Okay, 2-tangent circle. Let's go create. Circle, 2-tangent circle. And in this particular case, I want to constrain my circle. I need to use the right terms. Constrain my circle to be tangent to this line and this line. So I'm going to click, second click, there's the 2 lines. My 3rd click, let's make it 65 millimeters in diameter. And notice how that jumped way out. It's not touching those lines. It's supposed to be tangent. But if you look, it is tangent. As the line would continue up or continue across, it would be tangent. Let's knock it back down to 45. Let's go back to 35. 25. There we go. Okay. Hit enter, and it will add the tangent constraints. Once again, if I wanted to do something with this, say I trim this out, and instead of having a straight line, I can create a slope here, a curve, slope, curve for my feature there. 3 tangent. Okay, what are we going to do with the 3 tangent? We're going to set a circle that's tangent to 3 different lines. Circle, 3 tangent circle. And in this particular case, I'm going to set this line, 1 click, 2 clicks, and 3 clicks. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go here. It's going to overlap with the other circle, but that's okay. All right, so it's not touching that line on top, is it? No. But if you extend the line down, it is tangent, okay? If you come down, I'm using my finger on the screen, which doesn't help you much. If you come down this line and visualize that line continuing on down, you'll see that it is tangent. So I'm going to make my 3rd click. There's my circle. Notice it's got the tangent constraint. That line comes down. There it is. It's tangent here, and it's tangent here. Those are 5 types of circles. All right. We'll do the next tutorial, which will have us doing a project with our circle.